Hello, Miss Gayle here from the Boulder City Library. This will be the first lesson in cursive writing, an introductory lesson. I'm using a write-on wipe-off board with lines on it. You can use a board without lines. You can use paper, scrap paper, lined paper. This kind of paper has little lines in it in the middle, and that's just to help you write your letters. Some letters, like the letter L, go all the way up, but an E only goes up halfway. So some papers have lines halfway through just to help guide you. Here's a D, and you can see this part of the D goes only up this way. This part goes all the way to the top. You don't have to have lined paper like this. You can also use something like this. You just have to imagine the line there. These are little smaller lines, but you only write halfway for the ones that go halfway. You can use whatever paper you like to use. Another thing I like to do for people just starting out is find someone that does know how to write in cursive and have them write on a paper with a highlighter or a marker, and just have them make the letters. And then the student can go over them with a pencil. And if they try really hard to stay on those lines, it helps you to get the hang of it. And pretty soon you'll be able to write it. And that can help you practice while you're learning. There are a lot of similarities in print and in cursive. For instance, I'm going to make this letter in cursive, and I'm going to ask you, what do you think that letter is? What does that kind of look like? Did you say C? Round of applause for you. Good job. That is the letter C in cursive. It looks similar, doesn't it? Another one might be this one. See if you can guess what this one is. What do you think that is? Did you say A? Yay, it's an A. You're right. A little bit different, but kind of the same. Here's the alphabet in cursive. Some of these letters look like the print version of the letters. The B looks very, very close, and the K, and the U. The Q looks very close as well. The Q has a different kind of a story. I'll have to tell you about that one day. This particular Q looks like a lot of other Qs. And look at the P. So some similarities are there. And one similarity is that both cursive and print have capital and lowercase. Now some of the letters don't look a thing like the print cursive. Look at this G. Yep, that's a G. Doesn't look like it, does it? And you might notice too that they kind of slant a little bit. And if you also noticed, when I do my writing on my board, it's turned a little bit. So if you're right-handed, you want to turn it a little bit this way. If you're left-handed, you want to turn it a little bit this way so that there's a slant. Now I'll show you some more, and let's see if you can get these. How about this letter right here? What do you think that is? Did you say G? Library clap. You got it. Good job. Okay. And here's one, a capital letter for you. What do you think that is? Did you say E? You are absolutely right. And it looks like a backwards 3. Let's take a look at some things about these cursive letters that make them look more like cursive letters than print letters. So I will print an A, and I will write a cursive A. Now they do look similar. They're round with a straight side. Of course, this one's slanting a little bit, and this one's more straight. Another difference is there's this little shape at the beginning of the letter and a little shape at the end of the letter. Print does not have that. And there's a reason why. So I'm going to write here cursive. Connects. Squeaky marker. Cursive connects. This I wrote in print. The letters do not connect next to each other. This word connects I wrote in cursive because that's the difference. Cursive letters connect to each other. Some connect down low, like here, the A. And this one, we have our C, and it connects right over here to the O, but it connects way up high to the N. So now the N normally would look like this, but we have to connect it up here at the top, so we have to change the looks of that N just a little bit. And we'll go into more of that later on. I just wanted you to know for today that cursive connects, so you can write a little bit faster. Every letter has a tail. That's what that says. And I wrote it in cursive. And you'll notice that as I connected with the tails within the word, I connected each letter within the word with their tail. But I didn't connect each word to the other word. So you only want to connect on the word itself, not the words together. This way you can know when one word starts and another word ends, like that. So each word is one long line. You don't pick your pencil up, except for the two-part letters. And we'll get into that later, but just so you'll know what I'm talking about, the letter I is a two-part letter because you make the I and then you have to pick up your pencil and dot it. And the same thing with the letter T. You make the T and then you have to put the little bar across the top there. So that's a two-part letter because you have to pick your pen or pencil up to finish the letter like this. I and then T. I didn't dot my I at first because I was still writing my T because it all connected. Now that I'm finished connecting the letters, I'll go back and put the I and the T, and you have it. Yeah, there it is. You have it. Ta-da! We write our letters and our words from left to right the same way that we read. Just like in printing, you write from left to right. Let's talk loops and lines. And this might be something you'd like to practice, and it's a lot of fun, but a loop goes like this. Okay? That's an L, 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 L. So you start off on the bottom of the line, you bring it around, and then when you get to the very top, stop and go the other way. Woo! There we go, like a roller coaster. And then E, that's like a mini roller coaster. E, E, E. And then you can lengthen L, 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 E, 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 E. Or you could do L, E, L, E, L, E, la, 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 la. There you go. That's a fun thing you can do if you just want to practice your loops. And lines. Let's think about lines. So we have, if the letter D has a line. Now, long ago, and there's nothing wrong with this is just how it used to be. It used to be the D went up and it had a loop like that. And you still might see that to this day, and that's okay. You can choose whichever one. They're both the same. They're both the letter D, lowercase d. If you make the D with the straight line, you go straight up and you go back on the exact same path that you took to get there. That's how you make that. If you decide to make it a loop, you bring it around like the L. That's the difference between traditional and Danelian cursive writing. Sometimes If you don't completely close your D and you put the L, it might look like you're saying CL, like in clown. Or it might look like you're saying I, like the capital letter I. It goes like this. So it's important to really be neat, especially at first when you're first learning. Make sure you're really clear about what you're writing. Now we're going to move on to some letters that you can practice. Here they are. First, we're going to talk about the letter C. It starts at the bottom of the line with its little tail. That's its connecting tail. Then it comes up and back down, just like the C. Remember, just like our regular print C. So you can practice bringing it up, and that's the shape you want to have at first. And then follow that back around until you get about here, and then bring it here. C, follow it back, and bring it around. So you always need your little tail. Why? Why, you ask, do we need the little tail? Remember, it's so we can connect. There. So if you want, you can make some C's, and you can even connect your C's in one fluid movement. One line of C's. Ooh, what does that remind you of? Maybe the beach and some waves. It is a C of C's. Yes, a sea of C's. Let's do some more. Ooh, we could stretch them out a little bit and make even more. Oh, look at that. Making waves, making waves, making waves. That's fun. Okay, back to cursive. So now you know the letter C, and you can practice that one. The letter C is very important because it's the start of many other letters. For instance, the letter A in cursive. The lowercase a looks like this. How do you make it look like that? Well, it all starts with the letter C. Make a C, and then what's missing? Oh, this little shape right here. So all you do is bring it up and back down on the same path and give it a tail. So A, start like a C, bring it down, bring it up, close it, close that door. There we go. A. Those are pretty good. I like that one the best, so I'm gonna get rid of these. That one's my favorite. Do you have a favorite that you did? Okay, how about a D? It starts like the C. Okay, then it goes into being an A. Oh, but wait, don't stop there. Keep on going and bring it back down on the same path. You made a D. Cad. No, not you. That's just what it says. Now how about an O? Starts like a C, then it goes into something. Oh, it's an A, it's an A. I think she's gonna make an A. No way. It's an O. Did you see how I did that? It's like a magic trick. I can change the C into an A, into an O. There I go. Oh. 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 Ooh. I like it. Okay. Oops. Got rid of my C, my A, my D. Okay, and the O. Just got to keep track of what we're doing here. Cato. Okay, how about the letter G? Starts like the A. Oh, but don't go up. Now you're going to go down. On this one, you're going to go straight down and make a loop. It's an upside down loop. Did you see how I did that? Let's try it again. Starts like a C, then maybe it looks kind of like an A, and then you're bringing it down, but instead of making the little tail, we're going to bring it on down. See how I'm still slanting? I'm going to make a loop. Now I'm starting my loop going off to the left. See? It's going off to the left, and I bring it right back up. This is a G. G. Okay. The reason I'm telling you that it goes off to the left and I'm making a kind of big deal about it is because there's a letter that can be confusing with the G, and that is the Q. Let me tell you what I mean. Goodbye, G's. Hello, Q. It starts the same way, just like the G, and it comes down to here. Now remember, on the G, we went that way, correct? Okay, if you were watching, yeah, and I'm sure you are. Okay, this way. This time we're going to go that way. Did you see what I did there? This is a Q. Q. I made the loop go this way. See where I, remember on the G, I went that way. On the Q, I'm going this way. And I'm kind of leaning it over a little bit more. So when I start my Q, I'm almost putting this line, well, I am putting this curvy line right under the letter. But with the letter G, it's more alongside. So it's going to look like that, and that one, the Q, is looking like this. So it's got a little curve that goes underneath the round part of the letter, whereas the G, it doesn't really, it goes to the side of the G. So when you bring the G up, it looks like that, and when you bring the Q up, you do that. See? See the difference? Okay, that's G and Q, and they are very different. So these are some things you can practice, and practice is how you're going to get really good at it. Anybody that wants to do anything good, you have to practice. First video I made of this, I'm having to redo it. This is a redo, and I've learned so much that I'm redoing it because my first one wasn't very good. So don't be discouraged if your first attempts at writing cursive doesn't turn out the way you think it should. You're practicing and you're learning. Eventually you'll get it. You just got to keep trying. And if I'm going too fast, remember you can push the pause button. You can also go into your settings, which is the little gear, and you can go to where it says playback speed, and you can adjust it to play it a little bit slower. So we learned cursive connects. We learned it goes at a slant. It is writing. When my boys were little, they didn't really care for writing a lot, but they loved to draw. So I explained that cursive is a lot like drawing. For instance, if you have the letter A, you could draw that letter A. That's really what you're doing, is you're drawing, you're making shapes. You can take the letter A and make it into something. You might want to make a pup. His eyes. Ooh, look at there. And his big floppy ear. Oh, he's cute. He's so cute. Give him a smile. Wait, those are angry eyes. Okay, let's get rid of the angry eyes. Yeah, I don't want you having angry eyes. How about this? Oh, now you just look surprised. Okay, we can fix that. Oh, you're learning cursive? Oh, that's a neat surprise. Anyway, you can draw with your letters. All right, that'll give you something to work on until lesson 2. When you're ready and you feel comfortable with the letters that you learned today, you can move on to lesson 2. Bye for now.